Hi guys, George here. I'm going to bring you an after action report, although I feel it should be called a after calamity report for Scenario J20, The Guns of Naro. This scenario was first published in ASL Journal number 2. It may have been published before that because I know there were corrections done to this scenario, and I'm looking in that direction because my big monitor is in this place, and I shifted my image uh, towards this direction here. So you can have some clarity. So the action takes place in north of Naro in Sicily, 11th of July 1943. It's the Italians versus the Americans. And basically, the victory conditions are you score more CVPs and get rid of the Italian guns, more or less. So let's see what we got here. In terms of the Italian OB, you have a couple of 347s, 137s, 6 crews, 3 leaders, including a 9-1, a heavy, an MMG, a 20 LL anti-tank rifle, and 4 100 HE only artillery guns. And that's what the American player needs to get rid of. To do this, what the American has to do is first, this reconnaissance battalion has to enter on a narrow piece of road, and immediately followed by 6 formidable Sherman AFEs with a large armor factor. And the Italians do receive for 2 turns air support in the form of 42 fighter bombers with bombs and MGs. So the aftermath, for historical purposes, was eventually, I believe, the Americans persevered. So coming upon a narrow pass, 2 light tanks proceeded slowly through a curve in the road, was defended by 4 large caliber guns. The entire recon force came under intense machine gun fire, and 2 assault guns were ordered to the front to help provide covering fire. Using skill and maneuver, the recon force evaded the trap, and the infantry was called in to assist in clearing the blocking forces. Tanks from Company D, supporting infantry from Company G, made slow progress against the dug-in Italians. In the midst of this, German aircraft began strafing the advancing troops. Despite the setbacks, the 2nd Armored Division steadily moved forward. Now, I did not persevere, neither as the Italians or the Americans. Basically, I just did not read the scenario card properly. So, having said that, let's go on to the after action report and take a look at the log. So in this case, I am the Italians, and my strategy is to have some guns in the rear and hoping that the American player would not reach them, and would have a forward defense here with an HMG and a medium machine gun, a 20L anti-tank rifle, right, run to there, and hopefully I was going to score big against this recon force coming in. So right now I'm going to turn off my image so you can see the dice rolls. I'm not sure if they will play a difference or not, but let's do it. There you go. So I disappeared, and let's take a look at the action. So the Allies start. We roll for weather, and right off the bat, we are entering the American player is entering there by bypass, or actually, it wasn't bypass. He entered right into the woods, which kind of took me off guard. And I believe what happened there, first and foremost, I corrected my opponent and told him, look, you cannot carry um, passengers into woods on AFVs. So they broke off board, but I gave him the opportunity to bring them in on board because uh, just as a balancing measure, I suppose. And now I am trying to convince them that I can route them forward. And at this juncture, I only fired my support weapons. I'm not sure if I can stun uh, a unarmored vehicle. I rolled exactly the number I needed to wipe him out. But anywho, on the IFT, trying to fire again, and he was eliminated. Left behind for residuals, and now I get flanked. What phase is it? Defensive fire. Um, oh, we forgot our snipers. Here's advancing fire. So there was advancing fire just to get an acquisition. And the 75, well, it's a 12 attack on the IFT table. And lo and behold, I'm not exposing any gun to wipe these guys out. That was my first mistake. I should have opened up with full force. And he has two AFEs bogged down in that hex. I'm pretty sure we were adding a 2-hit penalty for that. So I rolled, I believe, on the 2-hit and eventually rolled a 5, so he loses concealment. Yeah, I was really disappointed myself with the performance in this game. I guess it's a case of live and learn. Here we are activating our trying to activate our snipers, but ultimately um, there was very good rolls on Dennis's behalf. Sniper activation. We got a big sniper. Where is he going? Got that guy. So American, no, Axis turn 1, defensive fire. And we were arguing if there's LOS between that hex and that one. And ultimately we did determine that there was. This seems to be a bug and vassal. So right off the bat, he hits this fellow here, um, wrecks the squad with the HMG, pins the leader. Still arguing about the LOS, but there is LOS. And here we go with the axe. Managed to unconceal a couple of units, so Right now, he has the initiative. Ally turn 2, and it's going to be a short AAR. Let me pause and load the other log. So phase 2, game is going to end really soon. A couple of units have removed their DM status. And I believe now it should be prep fire phase turn 3 for the allies. We didn't advance the counter. And here comes the armor, and they're just going to flank uh, the Italian position. And you can see the American player just obliterated the H and G right off the bat. And that's a key. Cautious advance on both flanks. And I guess my strategy was, which was not the right strategy, was to keep everybody concealed and end the game with one AT gun, or with one artillery gun, having lost to the road. But there he goes, and I'm saying to myself, "Hey, you can't do that. That's a bit too quick for my liking." But he did ultimately. Ultimately, he was able to make it up there. It's a short map, and um, he did stay on the road for most of the uh, most of the move. So this is a cautious advance, but it's more of a feint. It's to really psychologically it gives you a bit of a morale boost that the advance was not as keen and in depth as it could have been. But then the following turn, once the positions are reconnoitered and the important uh, track markers are placed down, um, you go all in and obliterate the position. Once you're flanked, you're gone. Here we go, routing. So most of the important players are gone. The two MG positions are gone. This AT gun was wrecked, destroyed, and now the U.S. players dismount. And this unit is going to play a pivotal role because he's going to try and overrun the AT guns with a one firepower factor. Um, it is what it is. So can't win them all. Even the good guys don't win them all. I mean, the best guys don't win them all. Well, you still can't see the dice rolls. I didn't notice that. Hold on, let's see. Let's position this in such a way that you can see the dice rolls. Sorry about that, guys. We live and learn. That should be better. Okay. So this should have been actually Axis turn 3. Nothing spectacular here except that we advanced certain units to repossess essential um, support weapons. Those essential support weapons being the MMGs for now. Just took a sip of coffee. Let's see how things transpire. Half track A still has a -2 acquisition on that position. Crew came back up. So now we're firing. The American player is firing. And there goes our first overrun, or maybe not. Here's an overrun. Another overrun. Tried to fire at him towards the rear so I can get rid of him. And that fire was ineffective. The overrun takes place. And our fire was ineffective. And as you can see, the position is pretty much flanked. These guys cannot stand um, cannot survive a close combat attack unless they get ambushed and then scroll back slowly, but still. Here we go. I'm trying to keep them away from at least this position. Here come the fighter bombers. Nothing spectacular there. We just broke a squad, and the squad will probably bounce back. Rolling a little bit higher than average. There's a morale check of 11. And now he's just piling in the firepower. We did a little loss check there. Look at that dice roll, 3. Can't do much against that. You're breaking right, left, and center. At least we got one thing abandoned there. Good snake eyes on the IFT. Yep, and the crew broke here. And he won't be able to route and will subsequently be eliminated. There is no route position there. More units going into falling prisoner. And I believe at this point I'm saying to myself, continuing is not worth it. Yeah. The amount of uh, firepower available, uh, it being turn 3, may have been turn 4, but Yep, this is me giving up, waving the white flag. Here's my uh, where my guns are. Um, Better luck next time. And that was pretty much it. Now, having said that, having said that, I would uh, let me put my face back up on the in view there. Okay, Jake and Elwood, guys, we're on a mission from God. Having said that, it's a wonderful scenario, and I highly recommend playing it. I also highly recommend before you play it to read the article that was written about it in ASL Journal 2. I got ASL Journal 2 from the Wargamers Vault, where they have a huge variety of PDFs. Um, so reading is highly recommended. And when I'm not on Neil Uden's ASL website or Texas ASL, you can be rest assured that if there is an interesting PDF to purchase from the Wargamers Vault, I grab it. I do have a couple of regrets. I do regret not getting Doom Battalions and Hollow Legions, but I'm trying to lighten up and getting ready, for perhaps uh, getting another home, uh, something a little bit more comfortable. And I've already moved once in 2017, and I don't want to haul a lot of things in the next move if there will be another move. So I'm very cautious with what I purchase now, and purchasing now is with the uh, inflation rate and all that stuff is not conducive to smart strategic thinking. So I'm keeping well guarded. Having said that, I wish you guys a wonderful weekend. I hope you don't mind me ranting against Putin, but that's the way it is. And uh, stay well, everyone. Okay, and stay positive. Don't be a Moriarty. Take care.